Hey guys, Robert here, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I made my newest track under the DJ Robbie Bobby name called Math Meltdown. I really hope you have seen the new track, or have heard the new track. I really hope you've heard the new track because it's the craziest 14 minutes I've ever made. Might possibly be the it might very well be the craziest track I've ever made, period. And I just recommend giving it a listen, and I really hope you enjoy it. The link to Math Meltdown can be in the description below. You can listen to it on SoundCloud, and it will be on my upcoming 14th album, Rated R for Robbie. And yeah, so Math Meltdown is a track I made that was inspired by my feelings, and it's basically about me. It's basically a representation of how I feel about trigonometry and how it really affects my mental health and stresses me out. And with a track called Math Meltdown, you'd expect, this track to be as crazy as possible, and I did that for shit, sure. So, yeah, without any further delay, I'm going to show you how I made Math Meltdown. Hope you enjoy the behind the scenes. Okay, so now this is how I made Math Meltdown. If you're wondering why the title of this project file says Math Meltdown Part 1, sorry for the blurriness. So the project file says Math Meltdown Part 1, and the reason why is because I actually split it into 14 parts, and the reason for that is because I actually made the song split into different time signatures. Most of it is in 4/4 time, which is 4 beats in a quarter note value. But as the song progresses, you start to hear that this track is split into different time signatures, and I'll get to that later. So this track starts off with this hard-hitting mechanical outer-ish percussion here. Just trying to get like mechanical over here. What I basically did was that I kind of just, typed, a lot of, like, keys representing, like, piano keys. Basically just going like that. And then just, like, quantize it to like, make it sound on beat. So then it sounds like this. And then just added like a simple beat in there to get more punch. The electro kicker beat. Alright, so and then things get real crazy from here.
Let's go.
I just said, like, let's go, and yeah, I just said, let's go, and then, like, it goes so hard, like, kind of like a hard-hitting track that you may find on Aphex Twin's Drux, thanks to its, like, electro kicker beat that, accompanies it. And then I added, like, a really, bad and really cool vocal sample here that sounds badass. It's saying welcome to the Math Meltdown. Yeah, basically it says that, and then part 1 ends with this.
I think it's time we slow things down a notch.
Yeah, and then that leads us to part 2. Okay, so now we're at part 2. It says so on the project file, and it's much more slower. This track is mostly in 180 BPM, And so for the second part, I just made things a little slow here and just cut the BPM by half, so now it's 90 BPM. And you know, it just sounds like this. Took a beat sample, like a beat MIDI sample from the loop section, and I found a beat called Broken Beat Flip Beat 07. I just converted it to the warped IDM Kit 02 drum machine and just rearranged the notes and stuff so it sounds like this. Yeah, you probably get it if you're a producer like I am. You'll probably get it. Ignore the two-step remix / breaks remix things. They're not used at all. And this beat repeats for it repeats 2 times, I guess, and or maybe 4 times, I don't know. Yeah, 2 times because it's a 4-bar beat that got looped once. So yeah, and then at the end of part 2, I say this.
At this point, things get more mathematically insane from here.
And you'll see I just ended it with that just to get people hyped for what's to come in this track here. And yeah, I do a lot more stuttering than just that. And you'll see when I go to the project file for the full version of Math Meltdown. So yeah, with the end of part 2, in comes part 3. Okay, we are now at part 3 of Math Meltdown, as it says on the project file for this one. And this is where the time signature craziness begins. So basically from the third part on, it basically just changes time signatures every 15 to 30 seconds or more, I don't know. So yeah, this one, so part 3 is in 5/4 time, which is 5 beats in a quarter note, in a, how did I say this? 5/4, which is 5 beats in a quarter note value. Okay, so yeah, so now it sounds like this. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So yeah, it sounds like that. You know, just added in some mechanical percussion and beats as per usual. Just took this beat from the loop sample. And I have the mechanical percussion to accompany it, like the mechanical abstract percussion here. And then I just added like a conga topper loop from the loop sampler library, and now it sounds like this. All right, so yeah, there's basically nothing much to part 3. There's gonna, and you know, as we progress through the behind the scenes video, you'll see that there's like a lot more to just that in each part or in each project file. So yeah, moving on from there, we now enter part 4, as it says so on the project file. And the time signature for this one is in 6/8, which is 6 beats in an 1/8 note value. So now it sounds like this. So I'm gonna count the beats while this part plays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Yeah, 6 beats in an 1/8 note value. Crazy, right? And I think this is where the tempo starts to change as well, because think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, yeah, and just added in some mechanical percussion here and abstract percussion here as always. Anyone got Outer vibes? I don't know. Like most of my subscribers probably haven't heard of Outer. But yeah, that's pretty much it for part 4. So moving on, we have part 5. Which it says so on the project file here. And this is in 7/4 time, 7 beats in a quarter note value. So yeah, I'm going to count the beats again. While this part plays. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Yeah. So that's what 7/4 time kind of feels like. Just it's a weird time signature. This track is really weird because of its time signature changes, like I mentioned. And the tempo changes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just this tempo to it's back to this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It just changes tempos too because of the change of the time signatures. And just basically added mechanical percussion as well as this abstract atmosphere loop here. And I also added I also played with this Aurora Pad thing to give it that more haunting feel. So together it sounds like this. And this pad actually extends for 16 bars. And you'll see why when we reach the full version. So yeah, that's it for part 5. So moving on from there, we have part 6, as it says so on this project file. So for part 6, the time signature changes again as per usual. This time it's in 9/4, which is the same time signature as A Lover's Empathy Still Stands and Angels. So this one is 9 beats in a quarter note value. So then it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so on and so forth. Just added some mechanical percussion as per usual. And then but then I really had a brilliant and ingenious idea to add like a choir into the mix. So I went into the loop library sample and I just went for like a choir. I just looked for like a choir thing, like a choir loop. And I found this one called Gregorian Latin Lyric 02. So here's what it originally sounds like from the library. And basically, I just, just tried to trim it down to fit with the 9/4 time signature, and I converted with the in-motion audio thing, and this is what it sounds like now. Really crazy shit, huh? I really hope you're loving it so far. So now moving on from there, we have part 7. Part 7, time signature changes again. This time it's in 3/4. It's in 3/4 time. So 3 beats in a quarter note value. And much like with the 6/8 time signature, much like the part with 6/8 time on it, part 4, much like part 4, the tempo changes again, because believe it or not, even though it says 180 for the tempo actually changes. So it's like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 yeah, tempo changes, but it will revert back to the usual, 180 tempo, in the next part. But for now, we're focusing on part 7, the 3/4 time signature part. And, like I said, this is where things get a bit more slow. I started this thing off with a really soft beat contrasting with a really nice piano melody I came up with. After that we get these analog synth brass strings that I came up with, as well as the hard techno remix beat that I found, not that I found from the loop sample, but I actually came up with. And the analog synth brass things that I recorded, they gradually get louder and more bombastic from there. They're more simple here. And the cutoff gradually increases. So in the end, so then by the end of part 7, it sounds like. And then also towards the end, I also added the glitch beat topper 02 loop that I found from the loop library, as per usual. And then all together, it sounds like this. Pretty nice stuff, eh? Well, guess what? We're not even done with this behind-the-scenes video, because I think we're only halfway there. So, moving on from there, we enter into part 8. Part 8. And this is where some of the harder time signatures start to come in. So, part 8 is now in 7/8 time, which, come to think of it, is, a really hard time signature, just like thinking about it, because this is 7 beats in an 1/8 note value. So it kind of sounds like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1. Yeah, that's 7/8. Just added in some mechanical percussion here, as well as the electro kicker beat that I found from the loop sample. This time just trimmed down to fit just 1 bar of the 7/8 time thing. Really hard shit to count. And also added this. then I added this hybrid morph gated thing, which sounds like this. Really cool shit, am I right? So then altogether, it sounds like this. I told you guys, craziest track I've made to date, and this is one of the examples why. So moving on from there, we are now entering to part 9. All right, that's German for no. 9. Okay, I'm an unfunny comedian. Unsubscribe, please. So part 9 is in a 9/8 time signature, which is 9 beats in an eighth note value. So this is what it sounds like with the metronome. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So you know, just added in some mechanical percussion. Just added this electronic dub kit thing that I've came up with by like smashing like different keys, you know, so then quantizing it, so then it sounds like this. And then just added this 2-step machine beat that I found from the loop sample, and then just trimming it down to, you know, just trimming it because it's in 9/8 time. So then it sounds like this. So then both of these things together, it sounds like this. And that's pretty much it for part 9, really. There's nothing too much to part 9. So moving on from there, we enter into part 10. And this one is in 5/8 time, which is 5 beats in an eighth note value. So this is what it sounds like on the metronome. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, that's basically what it sounds like. Just added some mechanical percussion as usual. Sorry for being so redundant. You get it. And then I add in this Euro didgeridoo synth loop that I found from the loop library. You know, just trimming it down because it's in 5/8 time, which, you know, believe it or not, it may be the same time. It may be the same time signature as 5/4 time. So think about it: 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Think about it. But regardless, it's still in 5/8. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah. All right. So then I add the electro kicker again, trimmed down to 5/8. Which, believe it or not, could be the same thing as 5/4. And then I add this dubstep island topper in the second half of this part. So and all 4 of these elements together, this is what you get. So yeah, that's pretty much it for part 10. So moving on from there, we enter into part 11. And the time signature for this part is 11/8. So basically, this is 11 beats in an eighth note value. And I actually have used this time signature before in one of my newer songs called Iris. I suggest going, you know, listening to that track as well. Yeah, I enjoyed making Iris. But back to Math Meltdown Part 11. This is what 11/8 sounds like on the metronome. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Yeah, pretty hard time signature to follow. So So I add these 70s street drum set loop, and I converted it to the Minimal Kit 2 things that I have on the MIDI library, so it sounds like this. And then just added in the state-of-the-art abstract autocorrect percussion. You get the idea. So both of these things together, it sounds like this. And yeah, that's basically all there is to part 11. So moving on from there, we now enter into part 12, which is in 6/4 time, which is 6 beats in a quarter note value. So this is what it sounds like on the metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So I just added in the electro kicker beat. And just trimmed it down to 6/4. Then just added in the typical IDM percussion here. And then I found like a really cool MIDI selection I found in the motion sequences section, which is in the synthesizer section, which is in the logic section, which is in the legacy section, called Aaron's Journey. And I found it to be a really cool synth here, so I added that synth in just to make it sound a bit more haunting. So now it sounds so this is what Aaron's Journey sounds like. Ooh, spooky. Or maybe it's not to some people, but whatever. And then I added this melody, which goes on for 8 bars. And I did it from the Descent synth here. And then lastly, I added in this Peking Opera Song 5 Pipa Loop that I found from the loop library. I noticed that it was in C major, so I pitched it up by 3 semitones, so it's now an E flat major, which contrasts well with C minor. So if you combine all 5 of these elements together, you get this. Math Meltdown is not just really crazy. It's not just the craziest track I've ever made. This track goes every which way, and yeah, that's pretty much it for part 12. Yeah, that's pretty much it for part 12. So moving on from there, we enter into part 13, and this is where the really hard time signatures start to appear. This one is in 2016 time. And I'm not even going to try to actually count, because this is what it actually sounds like on the metronome in 180 BPM. Really hard freaking time signature. And, just added in these elements here, those IDM elements here. And then I got this 2 two-step snapper beat 01 loop, which I believe is from the loop library again. And just trimmed it down to 2016 time. So both of these things together, this is what they sound like together. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for part 13. So moving on from there, we now enter into part 14. All right. And this is in like one of the hardest time signatures possible, 732 time, which I believe was actually the time signature Andrew Huang used for one of his songs called 7, or maybe it was 716. I might be wrong, but just saying. And this is what 732 sounds like on the metronome in 180 BPM. Hard time signature. This is probably the hardest time signature in this entire track, if not the hardest time signature possible. Alright, so there's only one element to this, and basically I just took the 80s pop B22 loop from the loop library, and just trimmed down parts of it to 732 time, and this is what it sounds like. And that's really much it for part 14, really. Yeah, it's my least favorite part of Math Meltdown, but, you know, it kind of always adds, sorta. And, yeah, that's pretty much it for part 14. So moving on from there, we enter into the final part. Part 15. Yeah, we've made it through 14 parts of time signature changing and mathematical insanity, and now we have made it into the 15th and final part. So basically, just starting with recorded samples of me getting people hyped for what's to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are nearing the end of insanity. Now it's time for us to go all out.
You know, just getting people hyped for what's to come, you know, and, you know, those vocals that I recorded right there in the beginning, they live up to their recording, because this really goes all out, and this is not only my favorite part of this entire, this is not only my favorite part of this entire track, but it's the part that I put the most effort into. But this is also the part that I put the most effort into. Just look at this shit right here. So it starts with these vocal samples, and then once again, your typical state-of-the-art IDM percussion. Yeah, you get the idea. And this is in 4/4 time again, by the way. You know, just added in that awesome electro kicker beat again from the loop library. Alright, and then I added the Aurora Pad here again. It's back here in this part. And then I added in this really cool well this is the really cool sample, but the Gregorian the Gregorian Latin lyric vocals that were converted into In Motion are back here again. Sorry about that. And now we move on to the really, really cool-ass sample that was also converted in motion. Just a 2-minute-long reversed sample here. That was dragged down to -6 semitones. Just to give it that demented and cursed feel here. And believe it or not, the reversed samples that I lowered the pitch down to and reversed it to, that's actually a recording of my math Zoom call. Hold on, where is it? No, that's not it. Where is it? Hold on, where is it? Oh yeah, there it is.
Table and finding the probability of whatever they've asked for.
Yeah, the reversed vocal sample here, the orange one, that's actually if you actually reverse that, that's actually, that's actually a recording of my trigonometry Zoom call. I'm afraid I can't reverse that right now because I can't. Yeah, but just thought I added something really cool in there. You might not realize that when you first hear it, but when I show you the behind the scenes, you know now. All right, and then, just add in this agile synth bass, which gradually gets more intense here. So then by this part, it sounds like this. Intense. And then I added these 3 toppers in here. The glitch beat topper 01 loop, the bongo groove 03 loop, and the glitchy sticks topper loop. And then I added the pressurized topper loop that I got from the loop library as well. And remember that Welcome to the Math Meltdown sample that I showed to you in part 1? Well, I actually slowed it down, so now it sounds like this. I'm not going to play you the whole slowed vocal sample here, but you get the idea. I just basically took the Welcome to the Math Meltdown sample and just slowed it down heavily. So then by the end, it sounds like this. All these elements together colliding with one another makes it like such a haunting vibe. Well, excluding the dirty female vocal snippets I recorded. Yeah, the vocal samples I recorded were right. It definitely goes all out. And then I add this in the end. Just the Aurora Pad contrasting with the IDM percussion that I came up with here. And, yeah, and actually in the end, I actually bit crushed this. You actually don't see that in the project for part 15, but you will see that in the project file for the full version. So, yeah, speaking of the full version, let's move on to the project file for the full version. Okay, guys, so we are now in the project file for the full version of Math Meltdown. So if you thought that I ended behind the scenes for this track at part 15, then oh boy, you are wrong. We are still not done. So basically, for the most part, most of the parts remain unchanged, except for a few. Because, you know, all they do is just kind of link one part to the next. For example,
I think it's time we slow things down a notch.
yeah, that's all they're here to do, just link well with each other. I did, you know, edit some parts around, like at the end of part 2, I added a bit more stuttering here.
At this point, things get more mathematically insane from here.
Which leads to part 3. And then by the end of part 4, I took the clap that I heard by the end of part 4 and just make it become like a build-up. Just made it become like a build-up, you know, into part 5. And the pad that you hear at the end of part 5 is actually extended for a reason. I actually looped the extended pad that was at the end of part 5 to contrast well with part 6. Even though you don't hear much of the pad that was in part 5, you don't hear it. You don't hear the pad contrast well with part 6, but you know, it is in parts. You actually don't get to hear it, you know, for the entirety of part 6 until you get into this part. Just, you know, looped the end of part 5. And then I actually had added, you know, a slower version, like a slowed version of the Welcome to the Math Meltdown sample, which is not as slow as the very, very slow Math Meltdown sample that was at the end of part 15. And then just looped it to make it become like a build-up. Added in some risers from the loop library. Then added some boomers here. Reverse that game over boomer. And then it makes a nice little build-up into part 7. And as you can tell, if you can already tell, I added the Diving Synth Effects 22 loop or sample from the loop library, and I make it go well with part 7. Yeah, you get it. And then after part 7 is done, I add this in. Which makes for a nice little build-up into part 8. And just like with part 5, the glitchy pad I have here at the end of part 8 gets extended. Just like that. And then it decreases in volume. Yeah, I actually did that because, you know, again, just like with, you know, part 6 and just like with part 5 and 6, just, you know, wanted it to contrast well with part 9, you know. And then in this part, I reversed the ending with, I took the ending for part 9 and reversed it to make it become a build-up into part 10. See that? And then I added to the original Welcome to the Math Meltdown sample at the end of part 10. And then throughout and then the rest of it remains unchanged. That is until we get to the ending of this track. Now for this one, I took like the rest of part 15 and bit crushed it. So then it sounds like this. You know, it just kind of breaks down, and that makes for a legendary ending for a track called Math Meltdown. So yeah, that was my behind the scenes. That was what I did, you know, for Math Meltdown. Yeah, you have just watched the behind the scenes for my brand new track under the DJ Robbie Bobby name called Math Meltdown. I really hope you enjoyed the behind the scenes for this one. I might make more like this, but not on a frequent basis. You know, that'd be too much. But, you know, I really hope you at least enjoyed this behind the scenes. And, you know, it just kind of gives you an idea on how I produce something this crazy. Not all my tracks are that crazy. You know, I experiment with, you know, different genres as well. You know, electro house, you know. You know, I don't always, you know, make, you know, tracks this abstract, you know. You know, I can do other things too in that producing electronic music mold. So, yeah, that's the end of this behind the scenes video. If you like this video, give it a like. Share this one with your friends and leave a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe as we're on the road to 6,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video, which should be episode 25 of Rob Geo Reacts. Bye-bye, guys.